Oh, welcome back to Plot Points. It's been a while. I'm Chris, and this is a podcast that's not afraid to make a political statement. That political statement is Diet Cokes are fridge cigarettes. Uh, just to my right, Allery, the most busiest woman in all of Southeast Ohio. I think last month you were doing some construction work or something you said about the lines like that. What's next week? Are we overthrowing the local government?
Um, I'd like to start federal government, but
Go big. Huh? Okay.
yeah, but no, we are still not done with the basement because it keeps raining and flooding the trenches that we dug. So we basically have a freestanding moat in the basement. Which the most frustrating part about that is that the cats can't go down there. So then we have two litter boxes upstairs, which I don't like because normally everything's in the basement. But hopefully we will be working on getting some semblance of a nursery together because right now I'll send you guys a video later because it's not like we have a cat that lives in there and it's all of our board game shelves and it is not inhabitable by a child and there's nowhere to put anything. So
have you decided on a theme?
Kinda. So her middle name is B. And so we're just really leaning into it. So we have bees everywhere.
Okay, I'm with it. But what's the spelling?
BEE.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, well, so the first name is Thea, so that's THEA. So B traditionally is spelled BEA. But then if you put them together, because it's Thea, it looks like it should be Thea Bia. And the whole reason we named the middle name is B is because that's what Tim and I call each other, and we have matching B tattoos, like BEE. So we just do it that way. So it's our way of naming her after ourselves.
Is it like B like slang?
What's up? It is fully because sometime in the beginning of our relationship, which was 10 years ago now, which is crazy, there was a typo, and instead of baby, it typed Bazby, like BAZBY, and we just ran with it, but then shortened it to B over time. And so that's still usually how I address him if I'm talking to him, unless he's in trouble, and then I call him Timothy. But I very rarely call him Tim to his face.
I love the explanation. I will love to hear the explanation when you tell it to your daughter one day.
We have a journal that we're keeping to give to her.
Hell yeah. Just beneath me, Kiara. She's in a room that's just as empty and sad as mine. Kiara, how are you?
These white walls are draining the life from me, but I'm okay. I'm good. There's an open house today. Fingers crossed for an offer. That's all we want in this life. I don't even care if it's a great one.
Hell yeah. And last but not least, the most elusive man in the world, Brian. How the hell are you? Where you been? What have you been doing?
Busy, brother. Busy.
We'll leave it at that. Okay. Books, movies, TVs, the last, I don't know, month and a half since we've talked. Allery, what stands out? Put you on the spot.
Well, we talked and you recommended Dungeon Crawler Carl, which I always call Dungeon Carl because it's very difficult to say. And so we are just started book 4 of the audiobooks. I actually went to a book festival yesterday in Columbus. It's like a free 2-day book festival, and the author was there. But the whole thing is outside, and so we were walking around for 3 hours. It was a ton of fun, but I am also very pregnant and it was so hot. And so I could not physically stay for his session, unfortunately. And then it also ended up storming, but he's there today and it must have been pretty popular because I saw they pulled him off of one of his panels and it's just straight signing time. They're like, you can't do that anymore. So I'm assuming the line was crazy.
Well, you've caught up to me. I brought book 4 with me. So,
nice. Yeah.
Awesome. Fun. Movies, TV, anything?
I have been for the first time watching One Tree Hill. That's what I have been doing this summer. I'm on season 5 out of 9. I did not know it was 9 seasons when I jumped into it. I actually started. I was going to watch the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and I watched 15 minutes, and I hate them all. So I couldn't. But I'm looking forward to watching the Poop Cruise documentary. That's good. I'm going to watch in the next couple of days.
Okay. Well, you're with just that title alone, you're gonna have to report on that one.
Yeah, you don't know about the Poop Cruise?
No.
Everybody on a cruise, all the plumbing stuff was
Okay.
with sewage and like.
You're saying cruise. I'm thinking like a group of people, like cruise.
Oh no,
Okay.
cruise boat cruise. Yeah.
Gotcha. Kiara, what's standing out? What do we need to know about?
I'm on the last little bit of babble, but I'm reading with someone, so we're kind of taking it really slow. I'm loving it more and more the further we get in. Definitely not what I anticipated it was going to be, though. I have started the Throne of Glass series. I did Assassin's Blade first instead of third, or whatever order it could have otherwise been. And then I finished Throne of Glass the other day. I'm on the third book that I'm reading now, but I don't think it's the third book, period. But and then I started The Secret.
Lives of Mormon Wives.
No, The Hidden Life of Trees, or The Secret Life of Trees, or I can't remember the exact title of the book, so I'm going to find it for you. But amazing inebriated. I had so many questions just popping into my head about, because it talks The Hidden Life of Trees, and I'm audiobooking it, and it talks about the relationships between trees and how they're actually like very mindful of each other, and they like take.
Are you sure this wasn't
how they
like
communicate?
a trip or a hallucination?
Say again?
Are you sure this wasn't just a bad trip or a hallucination?
No, I promise. I promise. It's not fiction. I definitely recommend. It's very interesting, kind of the parallels you can draw to like human communities and the way that trees communicate in nature. So I thought that was pretty cool. Movies and such. TV, I'm binge watching my normal trash of Love Island, and Bachelor in Paradise just started as well. And then movie wise, the only thing I've really seen lately is Jurassic Rebirth, which I did enjoy.
Okay.
I thought they were going to plummet because Dominion was terrible, but they did. They redeemed themselves with Rebirth, I'd say. But
Well, that's good to hear, because I think we talked briefly. Everyone loves the original Jurassic Park. I obviously fell off when Pratt delivers that line, and the little boy's talking to him. He's like, "If that's the beta, where's the alpha?" He's like, "You're looking at it, pal." I'm like, "Done." Turn it off. And I haven't watched one since.
The greatest thing that happened to Jurassic. The first one with Chris Pratt wasn't terrible, and then it just steadily downhill, and Dominion was garbage.
Okay, gotcha.
It was disappointing because that was all the legacy cast coming back. So anytime I can see Jeff Goldblum on a screen, I am there for it. But unfortunately,
I didn't know Jeff Goldblum was in it.
Yeah,
I do love Jeff Goldblum.
Daddy Jeff Goldblum.
Yes.
But I was seeing Rebirth because Jonathan Bailey is in it and his slutty little body.
That's right. So I do love
the non-having English. I feel like they could have made him with an English accent. I don't know why they made him American, but it is what it is.
With that, Brian, come on, you've got to give us a lifeline. What have you been into?
It's not a book I would normally read, but it's called "Comfort Me with Apples," which is it's a sequel to another book that this particular female author wrote, and it's good. I mean, for a 100-page read, it is very deeply disturbing. In the book, I mean, it doesn't give it to you all up front. It just kind of unveils this onion very slowly, but the book is well paced, obviously, because it's 100 pages, but it's just like, holy, by the time you kind of like get back to the end, you're just like, I can't even believe what in the world is going on. But it's a great book. And
you have to read the first to read the second. Is it one of those?
No, I literally just picked up this book because somebody recommended it to me, and I was just like, 100 pages, all right, I'll give it a shot. I was pleasantly surprised. And then what do you call it? We got some movies coming out in August that I am waiting for, especially Experiment 77 and Weapons, which
Okay,
is
so
which
we're going to talk about one
Josh
of those.
Brolin.
We're going to talk about one of those here in a bit, but I am interested to hear about the other one. We'll get to August. Good, man. I'd love to hear from you. I do. You're like a ghost in the machine, man. You never reply, you never respond, but you're just there when you're there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Or has he really been here the whole time?
that's the question.
It's no secret. I'm in the Philippines, and there's not a whole lot I can do here
Right.
besides sit and watch movies, go and watch movies, or eat at failed American restaurants, or buy bootleg clothes. So I got a bootleg Carhartt on right now.
Nice.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Behind me, I've got one here. I got myself a nice bootleg Sabrina Carpenter right here.
Hey.
I've seen, since I've been here, we saw Superman last week, and I loved it. It felt like an actual comic book movie. I was I felt happy watching it, and it was a very hopeful movie. I really, really, really enjoyed that. A week or so before that, we saw 28 Years Later. I enjoyed it. If you like Danny Boyd films, it is very much a Danny Boyd film.
Yeah, I've been wanting to get on that one.
It's very much a Danny Boyd film, the way it's shot and the way it's kind of weird and crazy. The last 3 minutes of the movie kind of hits you with like a wham bam, what the fuck just happened, but it makes you very intrigued to watch the next one. And I think it's going to maybe break that 28 days, weeks, months mold, because now A24 is doing these films.
Well, I mean, now the only thing you got left is 28 decades later, and I don't think we'll be around to see it.
I don't know. Now you got no, just scrap everything I said.
The possibility of the next one just picking up immediately, so it's just 28 seconds later, and just the direct continuation.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna spoil the thing, but like I said, this one has the most just WTF ending to it, and you want the next movie to start 28 seconds later. I brought an absolute grip of books with me, and I just haven't had the time to sit and read them. I've watched some movies here inside my prison cell. I've seen Sinners. I enjoyed it. I watched Bring Her Back. Very good. Had
That's the one that from the guy who did Talk to Me, right?
Same guy who did Talk to Me, and I was
I heard a lot of mixed reactions about it. That it was less horror and more, I don't know, psychologically disturbing. Like that it was like people were affected by it.
I could definitely see that. So the woman who was in it was the lady who won the Oscar for Guillermo del Toro's Shape of Water. She's phenomenal in it.
It's right up the alley of a movie I want to see. I want to be affected psychologically for quite some weeks.
It is without question a movie about loss, and I was very timid about going into it because as much as I like to Talk to Me, I get pissed when this young girl goes through all this shit and Talk to Me and just wants to see her mom, and then she gets the business in the end. I'm like, no, screw that. I was mad, but not that same kind of ending in this one. So I was very pleased. I will go on a limb here. Maybe we'll talk about our year in reviews towards maybe the December months. Probably the most disturbing scene in a movie all year. I'm going to put it down. If sharp things in people's mouth is a thing for you, you need to turn. I already warned my wife about it because I'll end up rewatching it with her. I'm going to tell you ahead of time that this is coming, because I had like me and 3 of my buddies in here. We were all just going, ah! Oh! It was terrible. But most disturbing scene of a film this year. But I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot better than Talk to Me. Same 2 brothers that did that one. And I think that's about it on the new movie side. But Brian started it. Speaking of movies, here's what we're going to do this week. We're gonna go in. I'm gonna give you 6 movies that release each month. All right, you each get a ticket. You say which movie you're going to and why. If you're not going to any of them, you get to save your ticket. You don't get to see the same movie twice, but you can take a friend to the next movie you want to go with if you got that spare ticket. Okay? So we're gonna hit it right off. We're gonna go to July. Oh, hold on. I actually flipped this.
AMC Theaters. We make movies better.
I don't want to hear a damn thing about the production value of this show if I didn't just clip Nicole Kidman saying that. Okay? I don't. I go the extra mile. I go the extra mile. But we've got July, and don't get me wrong, some of these movies are already out, but I chose 6. I will say if even if you have superhero fatigue, Superman was a very heartwarming film and a very good superhero movie. Allery and I talked a couple months ago about I Know What You Did Last Summer, which releases on the 18th of July this weekend. After that, we've got Ari Aster's new film Eddington that stars Joaquin Phoenix, Pedro Pascal, Luke Grimes, about a mayor and a police chief in a New Mexico town. Also, Fantastic Four. I mean, Pedro Pascal again. He's in everything. Do with that what you will. It is a Marvel movie. Happy Gilmore. I think it's going on both Netflix and the theaters. I don't know why you want to go to the theaters if you can watch it at home, if that's your thing. And then also a very intriguing one. Michael Shanks, his directorial debut of Together, both Alison Brie, Dave Franco, a supernatural body horror of a film. Allery, you got a ticket. What are you watching in July?
Either I Know What You Did Last Summer or Together. I saw someone describe Together as the substance for straight people yesterday, and I think that's really funny. But it was on my list.
Now here's the tough part. We're going to go ahead and one or the other isn't going to cut it. You got to choose one, and then when these movies come out, we're going to come back and see if we made the right choice.
I'm going Together.
You're going Together. Okay, it's Alison Brie. Is this what it is?
I love Alison Brie. I also love Dave Franco, and I love that they are starring in this as a married couple together. And I love that Dave Franco is not James Franco. The way I love Jack Quaid, but I hate Dennis Quaid.
Kiara, one ticket. Where are you going?
I'm going Fantastic Four. A little nostalgia for me there, I think. And also Pedro's daddy, so it is what it is.
His daddy.
Definitely for me.
I'm the typical white guy that loves the bear, and I want to see Ebon or Bachman as
I don't even
Frank
know
Grimes.
Name, but I love him
either.
in general. Yeah, absolutely.
I think he's great. Brian, I've got an idea where you're going. Where are you going?
Know exactly where I'm going. I Know What You Did Last Summer.
There it is.
I'm a sucker for a classic.
It's the classic. It's the nostalgia. It's seeing Freddie Prinze Jr. with that salt and pepper hair.
I mean, come on. How could you not use your ticket for that?
No, I absolutely agree with you. I want to go off the beaten path here, and I want to say I want to see Eddington, but I know Ari Aster has burnt me in the past because he's given me gold and he's also given me shit.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes maybe shit. I'm going to go and think of, I'm thinking of the forecast here. Of these films, I'm going to go on a limb and say that I Know What You Did Last Summer is going to hit HBO Max sooner than some of these other ones. I think it's going to hit that premium streaming service. I'm going to see Together, and I want to see what Matt Shank has in his directorial debut. I do think it's cool that they're both a married couple in this movie. This brief synopsis says, a couple's fresh start in the countryside turns nightmarish when a mysterious force begins to warp their bodies in disturbing and irreversible ways. That sold me. I'm going to see Together. But we all decided we're all seeing a movie in July. We're going to roll to August.
Really quickly, also just about Together. I think some of their teaser posters have been incredible, and it tells you exactly what the movie is without I haven't even watched a trailer for it, but I know exactly what the movie is. Yeah, they're subtle and scary, and I love them.
See, and I've watched a trailer, and I'm wondering if there's going to be like a spoofy element to it. Like, is it supposed to be a little ridiculous? Like, I'm curious about it.
I don't know. I'm not getting that kind of vibe. I'm getting just straight like
Scary.
more like body horror disturbing than like I don't
Yeah,
think it's
like
jump
some
scary
type of
or
body
anything.
dysmorphia and
Yeah.
I will say what the first thing I radiated to when I saw this, and I know the horror hound he is. I know Brian's had to have seen it. It reminds me of Nicolas Cage's Color Out of Space. And if you know what I'm saying when Color Out of Space, there's a scene where this kind of comet entity hits the earth, and all of a sudden his wife and son begin to fuse together, and it is very disturbing. Uh,
Okay.
it's very out there. I'm not going to say I recommend it, but it's out there. August, we've got for the nostalgia as well. If you're a kid that grew up on Leslie Nielsen's Naked Gun movies, Liam Neeson back at Naked Gun. We've got Freakier Friday, August 8th. Obviously, Jamie Lee Curtis, Lindsay Lohan, and an old heartthrob of some of our younger generations, Chad Michael Murray. He's back as well. Brian, I'm going to go on a limb here. Weapons, that looks phenomenal. If you've seen one trailer, don't watch another one. Just watch the first one. Don't let this movie be spoiled for you.
oh, I'm just saying, New Line Cinema back in action, man.
Exactly. The same director producer that brought you Barbarian, Zach Krieger. This one does have, in fact, Julia Gardner, James Brolin, and wouldn't you guess, Pedro Pascal. Americana, August 15th. Sydney Sweeney, Paul Walter Hauser, and Halsey is in this one. Sydney Sweeney returns to the big screen, this time in the mystery thriller Americana. The film centers around a small South Dakota town where numerous people find their lives intertwined in a death match while fighting over an expensive artifact. Interesting concept for that one. The Roses. This one stars Benedict Cumberbatch, Olivia Colman, Kate McKinnon, Andy Samberg, Allison Janney, and a whole bunch of hilarious, funny people. And then the very last one at the end, there's a movie poster out for it yet. Caught Stealing. You got Vincent D'Onofrio, Austin Butler, and Zoe Kravitz. It's based on the 90s book series by Charlie Huston. Go in reverse order. Brian, what are we seeing?
We're going. I mean, 100%. We're going Weapon.
You're staying away from the trailers. You're going in dark.
Yep.
I love it. You are so much better than me. I saw the first trailer and I was just like, oh no. But it seems like a movie I have to see before it gets spoiled for me. Okay, Kiara, where are we going?
I'm going The Roses.
You're going Roses. So have you seen anything about Roses?
I think I'm not, now that I've Googled it, I think I saw like a little clip on TikTok. But I love Benedict Cumberbatch and what's her name? The lead, Olivia Colman.
Oh yeah, love it.
Yeah,
Everything
so
she's in.
Definitely, I'm in it. I'm in it there.
Allery, I know where you're going. Where you're going? Just tell everybody where you're going.
Well, so we've been talking about Weapons for months.
Okay.
Which I really want to see, but I am also really excited about Freakier Friday.
There it is. I know.
I don't know that I will get around to Weapons. Like, I really want to see it, and I've only seen the original like teaser clip that we saw like months ago. So I definitely don't want to know anymore. But I know that as soon as Freakier Friday hits streaming, I'm going to watch it. So I'm going Freakier Friday.
Hell yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't have Witchboard in here, but
you brought up another film that's coming out in August, Brian. Now, what was that?
oh, Experiment 77.
Go ahead. I'm in the dark on this one.
Me too. I know it's coming out. I have tried to stay away from all types of social media or IMDb or Rotten Tomato, anything about it. Anytime I see it pop up in my feed, because it obviously Google's been tracking me for half my life. I just delete it or I just push it aside. I want to go into it blind and I've heard some things about it, and it's just intriguing enough that it just gets my ticket.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go weapons, and I'm gonna go weapons because I feel like I saw they did a very good social media campaign with this one, because you started seeing just little tidbits and clips on TikTok, and you're like, what in the hell is this? And they had like a little countdown for the little teaser trailer. But let's be real, it's just dark, and you just see all these kids just fucking like straight sprinting and Naruto running out of their house. Like, okay, I'm sold. They need to give me Julia Gardner, Zach Krieger. He's like 2 for 3 for me. I think, did he do the one with the robot girl? I liked Barbarian, don't get me wrong. That
Megan?
one, no, not Meg. I'll believe I knew Meg.
Oh, Companion.
Companion. Did
Yeah.
he do that one as well? I can't. I don't recall. But I want to see weapons. I want to. I like the, like I said, the social media campaign definitely had me. I hope this is a movie I haven't seen before. It seems like it might be. I could be wrong. I could just get burnt like before.
You got Red
but
Sonja coming too, and Run.
I did forget about that. That does look kind of good. Damn me. All right, moving on to September. Moving on to September. We've got maybe if the there we go. September, the 5th of September, we've got The Conjuring, Last Rites. Obviously, everyone's back in this one, and this is in fact the final chapter that's going to center around Ed and Lorraine Warren. You've got Downton Abbey, the grand finale. I know that I have 2 grandmothers that are absolutely stoked for that. A big, bold, beautiful journey starring Colin Farrell, Margot Robbie, Phoebe Waller-Bridger, Billy Magnuson. It looks like a very sprawling kind of romantic fantasy. We've got Him coming from Jordan Peele, and it's also starring one of the Wayans brothers in it is back. That one does look interesting, I think.
Yeah, Marlon.
Yep, Marlon. We touched that. One Battle After Another. That's coming 26 September. That's Paul Thomas Anderson directing. It stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Sean Penn, Regina Hall, Wood Harris. It is his first film. Weirdly, of all the movies that guy's made, it's his first film he's filmed in IMAX, and is his most expensive film to date. And also The Strangers Part 2. So I was a little concerned when I first started because I liked the original Strangers movie when I was like 2008, 2009. And then they did a sequel, which I didn't mind. I think was all right. And then they kind of did like a redo here in chapter 1. It was kind of like a retelling of the original movie, maybe kind of more modern, kind of like they did with like Cabin Fever. But I'm interested to see the second chapter. It's apparently its own new thing. So go reverse order. Allery, what are you seeing? Or are you holding on to your ticket?
I'm seeing Him.
You're seeing Him?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think this movie is?
I don't know, and that's why I want to see it. Like, I think that I think it's mainly going to be some psychological elements, but then we're going to get into supernatural territory.
Right. No, I think you and I are on the same wavelength here. Kiara, where are we going? Are you staying home this month?
I'm also seeing Him. I love everything that it would Get Out, everything else. Us? Yes.
Yep.
And
Yeah, Nope. Yeah, I just love those movies. I think we brought it up when we were talking about Whiplash and kind of that how far would you go to be the best at something, and so it's kind of been tickling back here. I didn't know when it came out, so I will be there.
Brian, where are we going?
This is tough because obviously my first initial thought is go see Him, right? Because my thought on it is that it's about keeping this aged quarterback young,
Okay.
right? And like if you look at the ball, right, that looks like skin with some type of sutures.
Ooh, good pull. It's a tiny picture.
So
Unless you have it up on your computer.
no, I'm just looking at your thing right there. I'm so intrigued to go see The Conjuring, but I've been burned before. Yeah, the first one was great, and then like everything subsequent after that was just like, why? What are we doing? Um, so I have this burning desire to go see it, just because I'm all about a train wreck. But but I really think if I could only choose one, then him is what I'm choosing.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I'm going to surprise you. So, ladies, listen. Downton Abbey. No, I'm just kidding. Um, I'm going to see him, and I'm going to read it. Him follows a young football player who gets invited to train with a legendary quarterback who is in fact Marlon Wayans at his private compound. What starts as a dream opportunity turns into a dark journey into pressure of fame and success. This is actually directed by Justin Tippin, produced by Jordan Peele. It's a thriller to keep your eye on this upcoming fall. I am if Jordan Peele gives his seal of approval, I definitely want to see it. I'm a kid who grew up on the original Scary Movie franchise. I'd love to see Marlon Wayans back into something. Why not? And no, I'm full go on this one. I am interested though with Strangers, because they have confirmed, because apparently they did burn the franchise pretty good this last one, and everyone was kind of upset that it was a kind of shot for shot remake of the original. But when Strangers Chapter 1 was filmed, 2 sequels were also filmed concurrently to complete a new standalone trilogy. While Lionsgate originally intended to release it in early 2025, they moved the opportunity to the second installment of the franchise, which shows the return of Madeline Petch's Maya. So I assume, is she just like one of the mask girls, you think? I don't know. She's like one of the...
Madeline Petch she was in Riverdale. She's the redhead from Riverdale. So I'm
Okay, was she in
assuming
the
that's
original?
from the remake.
Okay,
No,
maybe I need to go and watch the remake and not listen to everybody.
Yeah, I have not watched the remake.
Okay. Well, I think it's on HBO. I'm going to watch that one. Moving into the spooky month, October. We've got After the Hunt, that stars Julia Roberts, Andrew Garfield, and Iowa Debris on October 10th. We've got Tron Ares, or Ares, whoever's more educated than I am. Black Phone 2 by Scott Derrickson. Of course, it stars Ethan Hawke. Good Fortune, Aziz Ansari, Kiki Palmer, and Seth Rogen. Mortal Kombat 2. I knew it dropped, I think, simultaneously. The last one dropped on HBO Max, but it is getting a theatrical release. And then House of Dynamite, from Catherine Bigelow, stars Rebecca Ferguson, Idris Elba. Of course, Catherine Bigelow being the first woman to ever win the Academy Award for Best Director. She is back. Allery, as it was. Brian, where are you going?
Man. I mean, I would see Tron Ares just because, again, I like train wrecks. And I was so disappointed with Tron Legacy. Like, this has got to be a step up from that.
Right.
But I don't see it in any light that's any different. So my ticket is more than likely going to go to Black Phone 2. Just for the fact that the first one was great. It was Black Phone was just such a great movie. Not a unique concept by any means, but told in such a way that it really reinforced like those older stories that are someone trying to tell you something, right? That is extra, that is paranormal, right? And it just totally reinforces that. And I really love. I love the directing on it. I love the cinematography. It was just a well done movie made in a modern age where they didn't use a whole bunch of modern stuff to get it done, which is I like that.
No, I'm with that. Kiara, where are we going?
I will also be at Black Phone 2. I really enjoyed the first one. It was like one of those movies that like you feel right here the whole time. And I'm down for any movie that makes me feel something. So,
Oh yeah, Allery, where are we going?
Shockingly, I will also be going to Black Phone 2. Listen, I've watched Black Phone probably 5 or 6 times. I love it. I think it's so well done. And also, I think that we need to talk more about the little girl in that movie because she gives one of the most upsetting performances when she is like being abused by her dad. And like that to me, out of everything that happened in that movie, stuck with like had a lump in my throat that I was just like so uncomfortable watching because she did just such a phenomenal job. And I love everything about that movie.
Oh man, it was so good. Yeah, Scott Derrickson. Obviously he did the first Black Phone. Also, he did what I would think is one of the best or the most scariest modern movies in the late 2000s. Sinister. I thought it was phenomenal. I think it had probably one of the scariest kind of jump cut scenes. All I have to say is the lawnmower scene that scared the shit out of me when I first saw it. This honestly was like one of the hardest months for me because I really like what I saw for the trailer for Good Fortune. It's Aziz Ansari. He's down on his luck and he calls his guardian angel, and who shows up? His guardian angel is like a slob of Keanu Reeves. And I was like, oh, okay, that could be a fun watch. And then, Kiara said she wanted to feel something. I kind of want to see After the Hunt because it was also by the same director who did Call Me by Your Name, which was but also did Challengers. But I'm interested in that as well. After the Hunt unfolds the story of Alma Olson, Julia Roberts, professor at Yale, who was on her way to becoming tenured. Like his other works, the film explores the complexities of human relationships. Everyone here loves Andrew Garfield, and who doesn't love Ayo Edebiri? But let's be real, we're gonna mince words here. I'm going to see Black Phone. As much all the praise you guys gave it were absolutely spot on. At the same time, Kiara and I both have a love-hate relationship for Joe Hill, but I felt like the movie was told like it was in fact a book. And I really felt like that. Like, I could see this coming to the next chapter, like parts in the movie. And I really felt that as well. And
it's a short story, right? Was the source?
Yeah, it's not that long at all.
Okay.
Moving on, November, 2 more months. We've got in November, let me keep scrolling. November, we've got Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein with Jacob Elordi, Mia Goth, and Oscar Isaacs. That has not been given a date, but it is in November. You've got Begonia by Yorgos Lanthimos, just the fucking craziest director in Hollywood. He did Killing of the Sacred Deer and The Walrus. This one stars Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone. He also did Poor Things as well. We've got Predator's Badlands starring Elle Fanning, same company or production company that came forward and did the Hulu original film Prey, which I thought was phenomenal. We also have Die My Love. Die My Love is starring Jennifer Lawrence, Robert Pattinson, Lakeith Stanfield, Sissy Spacek, and Nick Nolte. And of course, it goes without saying, Wicked 2 will be out in November as well, followed by the last week of November, Zootopia 2. Allery, you're up this time. Where are we going?
Wicked.
Going Wicked. Nothing else needs to be said.
No, I do really want to. I will probably also make time to see Die My Love. But I mean, I will be there opening night.
You're gonna be there opening night.
Yes.
So I was gonna make how do I want to say this? I was gonna make a bold statement. I was gonna assume that either you or Kiara knew this movie was coming up, and you were going to save one ticket to see it again.
I
second time.
I did see the original one twice.
Okay. No, you're fine. Kiara, where are we going?
Can we confirm the rules so I can actually only go see one of these, or like I'm just picking one for the purpose of this assignment?
You're picking one for the purpose of the assignment.
Okay, because I'm sitting here like I would watch all of these and do a 2 or 3 for on Wicked because I saw Wicked 3 times in the theater.
You can go back and throw and take back some tickets if you want.
No. If I had to pick one, it would be Wicked. Frankenstein's a close second for me, just because I love the book. And then everything else I would watch.
It's a good month.
Yeah,
It is a very good month.
Yeah.
Very good month. Brian, what are you seeing?
I'm holding my ticket on this one until you put up Indecipherable.
Ooh, Now, what is that?
So that is a
He said, I'm not going to put it up. So you
I
got
know,
it's a boy finds himself alone, trapped inside a house at night, and
Okay, I see.
basically the outside world is like dark to him because he's consumed in his own thoughts, and then he's on some direction to confront um uh an unknown entity that may be present intending to harm him.
Okay, and I see that this guy, he's done a small bit of other horror things as well. Okay. This wasn't on my radar. Are we assuming this is getting a theatrical release? Is this maybe a Shudder thing, or
Look,
has there been a trailer for this?
I don't
says November 15th
Huh.
for release date.
I was curious because I saw the runtime. I saw the runtime of being an hour and 21 minutes, so I kind of assumed a Shudder thing. But I could
I mean, theatrical would be good. I mean, it's not every movie's got to be 2 hours or.
It said it
that's my
will
wife's biggest complaint.
only be shown in select movie theaters across major markets.
Okay.
I mean, that works too.
I said earlier that I didn't want to get hurt again by Ari Aster, but I'm going to go ahead and allow myself to get hurt again because Frankenstein is getting both a theatrical and a Netflix release. I'm going to see Begonia because I want to see Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons in this one. And she's not here, but Laura and I did a live tandem watch of The Killing of the Sacred Deer with Colin Farrell. And that was just the most batshit crazy thing I've ever seen. And then Poor Things had stories in it that were just batshit crazy too.
Poor Things threw me for a loop and a half.
Yeah. And I want to see these Emma Stone reunite with Yorgo Lanthimos. And this one is obviously they were also Kinds of Kindness. That was another one that was pretty batshit crazy as well. This is a high-paced film of a high-profile CEO, Emma Stone, who is abducted by a conspiracy theorist who believes she is an alien destined to destroy the planet. So, my November is usually pretty hectic. I've got Thanksgiving and, work is starting to wind down. I've got a kid that's turning 14. And if I want to escape the house and get a little bit of crazy, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go. And don't get me wrong, ladies, I'm sure Wicked is phenomenal. I have yet to see it. But it's just I'm not the musical kind of guy, but the box office doesn't lie. Everyone loves it. But here we go. Here's our last chance in December. If we don't see anything, I want to see if any of you happen to go to see Wicked twice. December, we've got We've got Five Nights at Freddy's 2. That's coming out on the 5th of December. Matthew Lillard is back, one of Valerie and I's favorites. Wake Me Up, Dead Man, both a Netflix and a theatrical release. That is the final installment of the Knives Out franchise, starring Daniel Craig. Avatar 2 or 3, I think it's 3 now. What am I saying? Avatar 3, December 19th. That's, of course, got everybody that's been in all of them. I put on here The Housemaid, based on the Frida McFadden book. I think we've talked about it very, very briefly in passing. It is getting, on Christmas Day, it'll be in the theater starring Amanda Seyfried and Sydney Sweeney. No posters out for it yet, but Marty Supreme, you see Timothy Chalamet down there. This, if you're wondering what this is, he's the renowned table tennis player who won all the medals and that. And this is also the one, if you've seen some of the news, that Gwyneth Paltrow was very pissed that the sensual coordinator very limited her with Timothy Chalamet. So that's an interesting one. And I still don't know how to feel, but Anaconda is coming. I'm the guy that loved J-Lo and Ice-T and John Voight in the original one, but this is supposed to be a comedy starring Steve Zahn, Paul Rudd, Jack Black. They're all three hilarious. Tandy
I
Newton as
love
well.
Steve Zahn. I feel like he's so underrated. He's so good.
Thank you.
And then he was great in White Lotus, like as a straight character, like a straight man. Like that was so fun.
He was also in a season of The Righteous Gemstones. You need to get on that. It was very funny. But these are the 6 films for December. Brian, where are we going first?
Five Nights at Freddy.
You got to do it. You got to go FNAF.
Dude,
Right.
I enjoyed the first one so much.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna pay money if you keep coming out with them. I'm gonna keep paying.
Is Josh Hutcherson in the second one?
That I don't know.
Or is it going a different? I don't know what the storyline for the second one is, but I did really, really enjoy the first one.
Yeah, the first one was great. I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought they did a really good job of it.
He is not on the billing here on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
But Elizabeth Lale. Oh, never mind. Josh Hutcherson isn't it. I'll shut my face. All right. Brian's going to FNAF. He's going to FNAF on the 5th of December. Kiara, where are you going?
I'm going Wake Up Dead Man. I'm a big Knives Out fan.
I do enjoy it. This one, obviously, all of them have like a little bit of a different cast. This one's got Glenn Close in it. We love her, obviously. Who doesn't love Glenn Close? Kerry Washington. Obviously, Daniel Craig is back as Benoit Blanc, and Mila Kunis. Mila Kunis is in this one as well.
I did like Knives Out. I've only seen the first one, and
I've only seen the first one.
I couldn't tell you anything about it.
I thought the cast was great. Ana de Armas. It was like my first real introduction to Ana de Armas, and I was just like, and of course, I did the same face to all of Chris Evans' like knit sweaters.
I only remember him in sweaters. Like that's the
right.
And I don't know if I just wasn't in the right mindset because normally I do like that kind of like Agatha Christie vibe type of movie, But I did not enjoy it watching at the time. But I've meant to go back because because they've been such a big success, and I'm like maybe I was just tired when I watched it or wasn't paying attention. I don't know.
My sister's a big like cheesy murder mystery, Death on the Nile kind of gal, and so it's kind of a together thing.
Yeah.
With it.
I am seeing The Housemaid.
You're seeing The Housemaid. Only thing that we've got is it is by Paul Feigs. It is a psychological thriller based on the 2022 novel by the same Frida McFadden. Sydney Sweeney stars as a struggling woman who finds work as a housemaid for an affluent couple, Amanda Seyfried and Brandon Skellner, only to discover that her new employees may harbor some dark secrets. In other words, perfect Christmas Day viewings.
Yes, I love Amanda Seyfried so much. I love her. I will see anything she's in. But also I listened to the audiobook. I don't like to read thrillers like on the page. I like to listen to them. I think like for me it's a lot more immersive. Like that's how I've read all of Frida McFadden's books, not every single one, but I've read probably like a dozen, like listened to them. But this one is actually a trilogy. And I really, really enjoyed it. It was kind of my introduction to her. I think it's her most popular one. Some of hers, they're just like, they're pretty fast paced. So you get mystery, like you have questions right up front, like after chapters 1 or 2 or whatever. So like that, there's not a ton of build up, which is great. Some are better than others. I really like this one because she kind of relies on some of the same devices when you've listened to a lot of them, that you're like, okay, this is about where she's going to put the twist or whatever. But this as a trilogy is like, I really, really enjoyed them.
Hell yeah. Very nice. As much as I want to see this sex scene with Gwyneth Paltrow and Timothée Chalamet, and also as much as I want to kind of like dissect the background and see if I can find like a goop candle, I'm going to go, and it really pisses off my wife because she is a person who loved the 1997 film Anaconda. I'm going to go see Anaconda. If you could tell me it's just a Paul Rudd, Jack Black, and Steve Zahn sitting at a table, and I'd watch an hour and a half of it. I think those three are so damn funny.
I love a creature feature. I will definitely be.
Yeah. I mean, my wife is that like Anaconda, Lake Placid, just trash. But it's a creature feature, like you said. While the original was a horror movie, the 2025 version will flip the story on its head and retell it as a comedy while still honoring its horror roots. I want to see it for the comedy. I want to see these guys and their spin on it. But also, I want to see if Ice Cube and J-Lo pop up somewhere.
Little background action.
I know. Why not?
I have to peace out, y'all. But
We're wrapping it up, but
okay.
But that's our movies. We will convene when Allery's not, shooing cats out of nurseries and building moats. Apparently, Kiara. Next time we talk, we hope that you have a buyer for the home.
Yes.
And
Put it out.
Brian, we know that you're
We'll sink back into the void and then
a ghost in the machine. But we love having you each and every time you're here, dude. I love reconnecting with you. But Brian, ladies, it's been real. It's 11:30 Sunday night here. I'm going to go to bed. You guys are going to get on with your days. Love talking to you. We'll convene here in a couple weeks or so.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Bye.
Later, guys.